Hey Avi, how are you?
Hey, how's it, Sid?
Great,
Sunday,
man.
chilly Sunday in Durban.
Yeah, man, it's hectic. So let's get down to it. What were your thoughts on England's five-wicket win over India?
I think a very disappointing performance from the Indian bowlers. I think you'll agree with me there. I mean, first innings
Yep.
and second innings. I think second innings in particular, they looked a bit flat. The captaincy from Gill looked a bit flat, looked a bit defensive for me, Sid.
Hmm. Hmm.
I didn't see at one time, trying new things.
Hmm.
It just seemed like too easy for England in that run chase. But having said that, it was quite a flat deck.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see what the other decks look like come, as the series goes on. But this pitch was a good pitch, man. It didn't really break up. Uh, no uneven bounce. I think everything like kind of played into England's hands, and Ben Stokes he probably vindicated his decision to bowl first. And after day one, it wouldn't have looked that way because India were
Hmm.
actually targeting 600. But I think the most telling thing here, if you look at the bowlers, I mean, the
Hmm.
bowlers are one thing, but the other thing is the tail. I mean, the tail didn't wag. The tail just got blown away in the first and second innings, which was really disappointing from an Indian perspective. They've got to look at that. They've got to also understand what's Thakur's role in the team because I don't think he
Hmm.
has a kind of a role. You've got to give the player a role as to what he needs to do in the team.
Hmm.
In that sense, he doesn't have a designated role, so I don't think I think he was kind of underutilized in this test match in terms of his bowling,
Hmm.
and I mean batting a lot to be desired. But there's a few issues that India have to sort out going into that second test, and obviously Bumrah being rested now is not the best news going forward.
Yeah, but I think they shot themselves in the foot because the fielding was so shit. So I think that what let India down. And then, as you mentioned about Bumrah, he'll be rested, but that's probably what it is because uh, I think they can't do any worse in the second test. They have to field a lot better, and then obviously I think if Bumrah doesn't play, then Arshdeep comes in, and I think if India just could have applied themselves a lot better. Then you never know, they could win the second test even without Bumrah. Because I think India will probably look at it this way: without Bumrah, they have nothing to lose, can play a lot better. Or it could also be they just go 2-0 down, and then our prediction of 3-1 looks good.
Could be a lot worse than that. I mean, I hate to say it, could be a lot worse than that. But yeah, I mean, it's interesting you speak about the fielding as well. I mean, how many catches was it? Was it seven drop catches in the
Probably.
test match and some regulations as well? But also, I mean, India. I mean, the top five said they really gave some good contributions this test match.
Yeah.
But the
Yeah.
lower order, I'd say the middle to lower order just got blown away. There was
Yeah.
absolutely no contributions there because I mean, if you add
Yeah.
another 50 or 60 to that score, I mean, you're looking 430. I don't
Hmm.
think England going to chase that down, son. No matter
Yeah.
how you think about it, but I don't think England going to chase 440, 450. So that extra 60 runs would have been absolutely crucial. But yeah, interesting what you say about Bumrah. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see who comes in. Probably going to be Arshdeep.
Hmm. That's great.
Siraj is look off the boil, to be honest with you. I think
Yeah.
the last year or so has been
Hmm.
pretty rough for him. You saw it in Australia as well. I mean, he was a workhorse, but he wasn't really, getting much purchase of the wicket. So, going to be interesting whether it's going to be Akash Deep or Ashdeep in that
Hmm.
next test. You know what? My money is on
Hmm.
Akash Deep. I think
Oh.
with the swing, probably he might be an option because I mean he can bat a bit as well. So
Oh.
they
Okay.
it's going to be interesting. But I wouldn't be surprised if it's Ashdeep as well. I wouldn't be
Hmm.
surprised if India changed probably another pacer as well
Hmm.
and bring in Ashdeep. So possibly you could see some changes for that next test.
Yep. All right. Let's go quickly to Australia and West Indies. What were your thoughts on Australia winning by 159 runs?
Honestly, I didn't see it coming, and I'm really disappointed in this Windies team. I mean, for the first 2 days they were well and truly in this test match, but
Hmm.
as you spoke about India's poor fielding, we saw a replica of it here from the
Yeah.
Windies. I mean, absolutely poor fielding from the team. I mean, especially those slip catches. I mean, Greaves, he dropped 2 regulations. I mean, Travis Head I think he was in his 20s at that time, and that cost them the test match. Unfortunately, when I look at it, they cost them the test match because, I mean, with the Windies, I don't think they batted really well in this test match, to be honest with you, in both innings. I just think there were too many players that got in but just got out. I mean, nobody played a big one. That's what they need. They need someone to play a big innings because, mind you, their bowlers. This is the thing that really upsets me because I think their bowlers really gave them an opportunity to win this test match. But unfortunately, the batting again let them down. And, in the back of my mind, I said to myself, this could be the weakness for the Windies because this bowling attack is looking very good. But I like to see how the batters go against Stark, Hazelwood, Cummins, and Lyon. And we saw it there. I mean, the Australian tail wagged too much in that second innings, I believe. I mean, it was 150 runs for the last 4 wickets. I mean, that's too many.
Oh, are you there?
Sorry about that.
It's okay. It's okay. I was just gonna mention that, but it didn't help them that the umpiring was so shit, especially from the third umpire. Excuse my language, and yet he was South African, which makes it even worse. Adrian Holstock, his umpiring was shit, man. West Indies were robbed one way. I mean, not that I'm saying that was the majority reason, but it was part of the reason for why they lost. Had those decisions gone in their favor, they could have made a lot more runs because those batsmen were doing quite well.
Yeah, I mean, especially the Shy Hope one, Sid. I'm a bit upset about that one. I don't think he was accurate. I don't think he was accurate enough, and he wasn't consistent enough. But I mean, at the end of the day, I also don't want to use that as the focal point on which the Windies lost this test match.
Yeah,
I really think the reason why the Windies lost the test match was in the field. The fielding was atrocious in this game, Sid.
Yeah,
especially in the slips. I mean, some of those catches, I mean, as you say, regulation catches were dropped. That is where the Windies lost this game, Sid.
Yeah.
And, I mean, Shamar Joseph, I mean, what a bowler he's becoming, eh? And he's got something against the Aussies as well. I mean, he really lifts his game against the Aussies. And, I mean, you could even see his batting prowess as well towards the end there. I mean, top scoring.
Yeah, he was, he had a good match. Oh, sorry about that. What you said, buddy?
No. Yeah, I did hear what you were saying. You're talking about him. He had a good match. So, yeah, I mean, Hazelwood, brilliant performance with the ball, especially in that second innings. The way he adjusted his length for this wicket, but really, I didn't expect the Windies to get blown away like that. So, I mean, all it required was application, and they didn't show any application or lack thereof it in that second innings. And look, I hope they can come back because it's what the series needs. It needs a competitive game in the next game from the Windies to actually keep the series interested. Because I fear if the Aussies go 2-0 up, you could see a lot of crowds not coming in for that third test. So I'm hoping the Windies can bounce back come the next test. It'll be good for the series.
If West Indies don't drop the catches and hopefully that third umpire is not there again, I'm sure we could have it at 1-0. But otherwise, if he's still there, the third umpire, I'm sure Australia will go 2-0 up.
Application. I mean, I don't have a problem with the Windies bowling. I thought they bowled beautifully in this game, sir. It's the fielders. They need to back the fielders. I mean, I'm sure Darren Sammy has probably given them a mouthful because, I mean, what I saw from Sammy. He looked very, very furious
I don't blame him.
in the change room. Yeah, I don't blame him. I would do the same thing as a coach. So I really hope he's had a good talking to of these youngsters, and I hope they come out fighting next game, especially with the bat. I want to see a real improvement with the bat because it was absolutely ordinary in both innings. There were glimpses in that first innings when Chase and Hope were batting. There were some good signs, but I think the second innings was pretty atrocious.
Yep. All right. Let's go quickly to SA and Zimbabwe. I'm sure you must be happy of how well we are playing against them. Obviously, that's expected. 418 for 9 versus 212 for 6. What's your thoughts on it? When do you expect us to win it? I think this is the 4-day test match or a 5-day test match?
I think it's 5 days. I mean, to be honest with you,
June 28, June 29, June 30, June 1. Yeah, right. 5 days. I just counted it on my fingertips. Yeah, 5 days.
Yeah, I mean, look, we were talking about the series last week. I think the series is about the youngsters stepping up, and boy, oh boy, did they step up in this game, especially the likes of Luandre. I mean, brilliant innings yesterday. I mean, 153. He was superb. I mean, swashbuckling and so attacking as a player. I mean, he actually reminded me of Punt there. I mean, he really went for his shots. Really, really exciting innings from the youngster. I'm so happy for him. 150. And Brevis, I mean, Brevis showed his class as well. I mean, 51.
Yes.
I think it was a good knock for him on debut. He showed what he's capable of. He showed he can take the bowlers on.
Yes.
But I think the best knock for me yesterday was probably Bosch. I mean, it was so controlled.
Yeah,
he really bossed the innings. I mean, absolute control. Absolute control. I mean, this guy, he's taken to Test cricket like a duck in, like a fish to water or a duck to water. Yes. I mean, as you say, brilliant innings. He was so in control. And 418 for 9 after 20. 400. What was it? 418 for 9 after 22. Yeah. After 90 overs. So I think SA were kind of bassballing it yesterday towards the end. They really had some fun there.
4.64. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really healthy run rate, and honestly, if you look at it, so this is what Test cricket is asking for these days: high scoring first day, second days. It's making the game a little bit exciting, and I mean, the ODI game, it can only benefit from this as well with these kind of run rates as well. So, yeah, I mean, good performance from the youngsters, and I mean, Cody Yusuf as well today, taking a few wickets. But I'm happy. I'm actually quite happy the way Zimbabwe actually, staying in this game. They are actually. They're not a pushover. They're not showing themselves as a pushover. They're staying in this game. And a brilliant knock from Williams today, getting to a century. It was a brilliant knock from him. And I don't think they can avoid the follow-on, eh?
Of course, yeah, they should. They're only 206 runs behind. 4 wickets, they should actually. But even if they avoid the follow-on, there's enough time in the game for SA to still demolish Zimbabwe. So there's nothing to worry about there. Unless the weather gods come and save them, there's no way I don't see us not beating them.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you there. I think experience would probably come to the fore. Yeah. And I'd say probably day 4. But in Zimbabwe play really well. Possibly day 5. You never know.
Day 5, eh? That's very optimistic. I think it'll end on day 4.
Yeah.
It depends. If the Bobby lost till the end of today, then yeah, I agree with you. Day 5.
But I think what I'm saw from this inning so far, they're giving a good account of themselves, Sid, in terms of the bat. Yeah. So as you said, I mean they can avoid a follow-on. So I think it's all a case of how many SA want them to chase. I think SA will bat first and try and get to 250 and probably declare at around 450. I think that should be enough. To get the job done.
And hopefully the pitch gets worse. Hopefully the pitch gets worse. Otherwise, if it's just as, although I think it was an interesting pitch. It's not a. I think it's a fair pitch. It's not like the Australia versus West Indies pitch where that pitch did more for the bowler than for the batters. I think it's a fair pitch. What do you think?
No, it is. I think it's a really good pitch, Sid. I think it's a really good pitch. I think there's something in it with the new ball. I think the new ball is really crucial on this wicket. But I think if you see out the first 15, 16 overs, I think it becomes a really good pitch to bat on, Sid.
Okay.
And what I also notice, it's quite a high scoring ground as well in terms
Nice.
of run rate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the run rates have been quite high. I think it hasn't dropped to 4 and over, even with Zimbabwe as well. If you can just correct me there.
Yeah, you're right. The run rate, they're going at 3.92. So yeah, that's very good.
Yeah, that's absolutely decent. So I think in terms of the run rate, it's pretty good. So from that point of view, it's pretty exciting for the spectators as well. The only thing that I did see in that stadium, it's actually quite a lovely cricket ground, but they don't have floodlights. So I think in terms of bad light, that might be an issue. But let's not hope. But I think 450, SA will probably target 450 and probably put Zimbabwe in again. But let's see what happens. Should be interesting.
Right. Of course. All right. We'll get to the last segment, which is Bangladesh and Sri Lanka. And Bangladesh lost by an innings and 78 runs. What were your thoughts on that?
I think it was a much better performance from Sri Lanka. I think they were a bit sloppy in the last Test match. Yeah, especially their fielding as well. So this was a proper Sri Lankan performance that you expect from home, with the spinners dominating. And it was a ruthless win for them. And I mean, I actually didn't watch a lot of the game, but I do know that Jayasuriya, I mean, he was superb in that second innings when the pitch got a bit tired, and that's when the Sri Lankan spinners are at the best, when the pitch is tired and they've got the runs to play with. And I think this win was a long time coming for Sri Lanka, because I mean they were pretty ordinary against Australia earlier this year, and then they weren't at their best in that first Test. So this is a welcome win for them.
Okay, so let's do a quick preview of the ODI series in Sri Lanka and Bangladesh. I'm predicting Sri Lanka to win 2-1.
So it's a 3-match series, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Bangladesh have really shown that they can compete with Sri Lanka, eh? So, yeah, let's go 2-1. I think 2-1 is a good scoreline for Sri Lanka, eh?
Yeah. It could also be 3-0, depending on when Bangladesh decide to switch off, but I'll give them one game there.
I also agree with you. I do think Bangladesh have a good game in them, and obviously they have spinners as well, Sid. So it could be a pretty close series as well. You never know. But yeah, I think it's going to be an evenly contested series in the ODIs, because I think these two teams, in terms of ODI cricket, they're quite close together in terms of ODI.
Okay, all right. I think that's pretty much a wrap. Thanks so much for your time, Avish.
Yeah. Cheers, Sid, and we'll catch up next week as well.
Yeah, take care.